Global PSSM meditation from Germany. We shall now start meditation. You all know what to do. And after the meditation, we will discuss about Māndūkya Upanishad. You may slowly come out from your meditation. Namaste, everybody. Welcome to the Monday evening session. We were discussing about Māndūkya Upanishad a few weeks ago, and it has been said that Māndūkya Upanishad is sufficient or enough for self-realization or the sakshatkar. In the second mantra of Māndūkya Upanishad, there are only 12 verses or mantras in this Māndūkya Upanishad. Manduk means frog in Sanskrit. And from that, a rishi or sage called Māndūkya. We do not have any other history of this sage Māndūkya. But the entire philosophy of Adi Guru Shankaracharya, the Advait or the non-dual philosophy, is based on this Māndūkya Upanishad. And Shankaracharya's Guru, Govind Padacharya, I think, he had commented and written a Karika, Māndūkya Karika on this Māndūkya Upanishad. And from that, the entire non-dual philosophy of Shankara appeared before us. The second mantra says, Sarvam hi etad Brahma. All this is verily Brahma. Within these 4 words, Sarvam hi etad Brahma, everything has been said. All the problems and all the questions and queries of human life about this existence has been answered. And you might wonder how. because it only says all this is verily Brahma. Sarvam hi etad Brahma. Sometimes we always go for the complexity. That's our human nature. Existence and life, in a sense, is very simple. But it is our human nature that makes it very complicated. How can someone find all the answers of all their queries and questions and even the problems in their life? How could one find the solutions from just these 4 words? Say, for example, we are upset. Somebody insulted us. And we really feel bad because somebody had used foul language and very bad manners, and in front of so many people insulted us. Then generally we will get depressed or upset about that. We will not feel good because our ego is hurt. And what is that ego? That this is myself, and I have this much status. The other person should not be actually behaving like what he behaved with me. He should have some manners, and not in the front of all these people. Ego is separation. And because we consider ourselves separate from that other person or that other existence or the other manifestation of Brahma, we felt insulted. We have some desire. I want this and I want that. But if everything is Brahma, then what one requires and from whom? What is this existence we always query about? Why there are so much difficulties, why there is so much pain, so much sorrow in human life, in the world? Because we separate the existence, because we separate the manifestations of that Brahma into individual identity. And our ego is so powerful that we want to keep that individual identity. Even after death, we want to keep that identity alive. So whatever we have done in this particular manifestation, or this particular expressed existence of Brahma as our individual selves, we want to actually hold it. We want to keep it with us, that I have done this much sadhana, or I have done that much meditation for those many days or for those many hours or years even. And we want to keep it continued into our next birth and thereafter and thereafter. So everything piles up. And one day we will be realized. That is nothing but our ego. But if we understood that all this is Brahma, and even in this manifestation. Even in this expressed identity of Brahma as ourselves, nothing matters. Because all is Brahma. Sometimes people get jealous that somebody has attained something, like the status in the world, or some kind of position, or enough money, or a good house, or anything. And some people would get jealous because we are separating the existence as different individual identity. This mantra here simply says, all this is verily Brahma. Indeed, all this is Brahma and nothing else. And even if you keep your identity separate, I as myself, and you are as yourself. The next line says, I am Atma Brahma. This Atma is Brahma. Even if we kept our individual manifestation separate from others, still everybody is Brahma. Because there is nothing but Brahma. So when some people, or even some philosophers and some acharyas, they separate the ultimate from the individual self or individual Atma or the soul, only for the reference point in our life, in this life, and nothing else. At the end of the day, that Atma is nothing but the Brahma. And that Brahma is also nothing but the Atma appearing separately with so many forms, with so many existence. Just these two lines of this mantra number 2. Sarvam hi etat Brahma, all this is verily Brahma. And I am Atma Brahma, this Atma is Brahma. All the questions, all the problems, all the queries, they are answered. And nothing else is there. Now, people would say, even though all this is verily Brahma, and we believe that this individual self is also Brahma, and mind well, this individual self is only expressed appearance of that Brahma. It is not real. It is manifesting as such, and we perceive them because of the limitations of our senses. Our senses have limitations, and that is why we see separation. But we do see separation as individual selves. So what about that Atma, which appears to be separate from all this? So then the mantra goes forward, explaining that individual self or the individual appeared Atma. And this Atma has 4 quarters or parts. Now, when we say this Atma has 4 quarters or parts, that does not mean that like a cow has 4 legs or an animal. So an animal has 4 legs, 1, 2, 3, and 4. It is not like those 4 legs. The Atma has 4 parts. No. When he says This Atma has 4 quarters or parts. Chatushpat. Chatush means 4 and Pat or Pad means either quarters or legs or parts. Those 4 parts are like a pound coin or a rupees coin or a dollar, a 25 pence, and then 50 pence, and then 75 pence, and then a pound. So 25 pence merge into 50 pence. 50 pence has 25 inside there. And that 50 pence merge into 75 pence. And that 75 pence merge into a pound. So a quarter and a half and 3 quarters and the whole. That is the meaning of this Chatushpat or 4 quarters. They are not separate 4 legs like an animal has, but they are into each other. The 25 pence merge into 50, and 50 pence merge into 75, and then the 75 pence merge into the whole pound. The word whole at the end of those 4 quarters is important. That whole, or the entire, and that is Brahma. So from mantra 3 onwards, what are those 4 quarters that will be explained one by one? And when we reach at the 4th quarter, that would be the end of the Māndūkya Upanishad and the end of the entire knowledge, all the experience of the spirituality. So today we have seen this mantra number 2. All this is verily Brahma. Even if we believe that individual self is separate, then that separate self is also Brahma, and that self has 4 quarters merging into the bigger quarter. You can say like that. The quarter is merging into half and then into 3 quarters. And end of the day is the whole Purna Brahma. So this was today's mantra number 2. Now please unmute yourself and please share your thoughts. Thank you. Yes, Madhuramji, yes.
Yes, Namaste Vijayji.
Namaste.
Happy to have you back and connect to this beautiful wisdom.
Thank you.
And, we keep listening and, we had Patriji continuously all through his life. He kept on saying, Aham Brahmasmi, Tattvamasi, I am Atma Brahma. So everything is Brahma. But then, to keep on listening it from various, from various books, various masters, that becomes our truth to experience that reality. So thanks a lot, and always joyful to connect to these universal truths. So thank you, Vijayji.
Thank you.
Thank you, Vijayji. This is Swarna. Yeah,
Namaste.
beautiful, beautiful. Namaste, sir. beautiful message. It's the eternal message. When we know we are Brahma, we just don't attach to anything because we know we are Brahma and we are just here. Since we took a human body, we have to just do whatever comes in front of us. So without any do's or don'ts, just keep doing because we know we are Brahma and one day we will be merging into that Brahma. So beautiful. Yeah, contemplating this one will give us only peace, not the anger or why am I doing, why only I should do, right? All these pros and cons and if and buts will disappear. And you mentioned like Brahma is divided into 4 parts. So why is that only 4 parts and what are the 4 parts? Is it going to be next session or do we have any
Yes, that will
information from this, sir?
That will be next session, and it is not divided in 4 parts. It appears as 4 separate parts or states as such. And we will be discussing it one by one from next week onwards.
Okay. Thank you, sir. Thank you very much. As I always gratitude to you for bringing this ultimate truth, reminding us. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Harita ji.
Namaste, Vijay sir. It is very hard to remember all the time that we are Brahma, and we continue that. We are forgetting we are not in our presence, so that's why these conflicts are happening. If we are in our presence, then these conflicts and these are not will happen. So we can see all of them Brahma and oneness in all of them. So this Maya, practicing and remembering every moment is hard to keep that we are Brahma and we are in presence of now. That was hard. Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Yes, you are right. Yes, it's like the practice makes man perfect. So that's why if someone meditates or just concentrate on this particular thought, or eventually eventually the thought will disappear, and there will be only the void or the shunya. There will not be any kind of thoughts going through our mind. And in that silent zone, one will realize their true self. And when we practice, what happens that it does not go away like somebody sits for 1 hour. But eventually our brain is trained to continue that silent zone throughout all our activities. And that is the witnessing state or the sakshitva, or observing what is going on. So sometime that will happen. It only requires a single click as such. And that could happen anytime. So after that, the one will be living without any kind of disturbance. Even though that person will be doing all things in this life, but he would or she would remain absolutely undisturbed.
Thank you. Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Yes. Okay, Rameshji, can we conclude the session?
Yes, Vijay. So, thanks a lot. And thanks everyone for joining in the group meditation and the wisdom sharing. We connect back tomorrow morning, 6 a.m. Germany time for a meditation and a topic sharing. Namaste all. Namaste Vijayji.
Namaste, everybody. Thank you.